Welcome back. Imagine holding a piece of history right in the palm of your hand. A coin so rare, so sought after, that collectors and investors alike would pay almost $1 million just to call it theirs. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1969 D Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that has quietly turned ordinary change into extraordinary wealth. If you've ever wondered whether a simple penny could unlock life-changing fortune, this story is about to blow your mind. Picture yourself rummaging through a jar of old coins, thinking you've seen it all. And then, out of nowhere, you spot something unusual. A tiny D, stamped near the date, glinting under the light. Most people might toss it aside, not realizing that this modest copper coin could be worth hundreds of thousands, even nearing a staggering $969,000. It's not just a penny. It's a golden ticket of the numismatic world, a testament to the fact that wealth sometimes hides in the most unassuming places. You might be thinking, how could a penny be worth so much? What makes the 1969 D Wheat Lincoln 1-cent so special? It all comes down to rarity, historical significance, and the curious errors that make coin collectors weak in the knees. In 1969, the Denver Mint produced pennies with the standard design, but a very small number were struck in a way that created what experts call a double die or other unique minting anomalies. These imperfections aren't flaws, they're opportunities. They're the quirks that elevate an ordinary coin into a treasure that commands nearly $1 million on the market today. And let me pause for a moment. Have you ever wondered why the smallest things often carry the largest value? A misplaced comma in a contract can cost millions. A minor design variation on a coin can make nearly the same difference. Life has a funny way of teaching us that fortune favors the observant. And right here, in your hands, could be a fortune waiting to be claimed. This coin isn't just about money. It's about a connection to a bygone era. Abraham Lincoln's profile graced the obverse, a reminder of leadership, resilience, and integrity. The wheat ears on the reverse symbolize prosperity and growth. Holding this coin is like holding a tangible piece of American history, a story frozen in copper, minted with intent, and preserved by chance. Every scratch, every luster, every tiny detail carries a narrative of decades gone by. Now, you may be wondering, how does one even begin to confirm the authenticity and value of such a rare coin? That's where the magic of professional grading comes into play. Coin grading companies meticulously examine these pennies under magnification, assessing factors like strike quality, wear, and error characteristics. A 1969 D Wheat Lincoln 1-cent that meets all the criteria can enter the highest echelons of the numismatic world, commanding prices that most of us only dream of seeing. Here's a little secret. Many of these rare coins remain hidden in households, forgotten in drawers, jars, and boxes. People stumble over them every day without realizing they're sitting on a fortune. It's not paranoia to think that wealth could be sitting in your spare change. It's reality. And the thrill comes from knowing that one small, simple discovery could change the trajectory of your financial life forever. Speaking of thrill, let's add a dash of humor to reset your attention. Imagine telling your friends you found a penny worth almost $1 million. They'd probably think you're joking, or worse, that you've lost your mind. A penny? Really? They'd ask, while secretly wishing they were the one holding it. That incredulity, that mix of disbelief and excitement, is exactly what makes discovering a rare coin like the 1969 D Wheat Lincoln 1-cent so exhilarating. It's the kind of story you'll want to tell over and over, each time marveling at the fortune that could have been in your hands. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. The rarity of this coin means it's not something that appears every day. Only a few specimens exist with the characteristics that make them so valuable. Scarcity drives desire, and desire drives value. If you have even the slightest inclination that your old pennies might be more than they seem, the urgency to investigate is real. Every moment you delay could mean another collector snatching up a gem that could have been yours. The journey of this coin from the Denver Mint in 1969 to a potential auction block today is a story of chance and timing. From the careful hands that struck it to the collectors who safeguarded it, each step in its life adds layers to its value. And just like life, the journey of the 1969 D Wheat Lincoln 1-cent is unpredictable. It can surface in the most ordinary places, maybe in a couch cushion, a jar of pocket change, or even tucked away in an old wallet. But when it does, it transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary opportunities. Here's another thought. Think about the power of historical context. In 1969, America was experiencing monumental change. The space race was heating up, cultural revolutions were reshaping society. And yet, amidst all this upheaval, the Denver Mint quietly produced a handful of pennies that would one day captivate the world. That juxtaposition is part of the allure. This coin is not just copper and metal. It's a fragment of a pivotal year in American history. It's a story that invites you to imagine what it felt like to live through that time, to witness events that shaped the nation, all while holding a coin that would someday be priceless. And here's where the emotional trigger really hits. Imagine finding one of these coins in your own collection, realizing that what you once considered spare change is now a potential fortune. Fear and excitement collide. The fear of selling too soon, the excitement of claiming a wealth that most people never encounter. It's a tension that drives action, urging collectors to move quickly, to verify, and to seize the opportunity before it slips away. But the story doesn't end there. The real magic happens when the coin enters the market. Auctions for coins like the 1969 DeWitt Lincoln 1 cent generate a flurry of activity, with collectors bidding tens, hundreds, even approaching $1 million. Each bid reflects not just money, but passion, history, and the unrelenting desire to possess something truly unique. And as the hammer falls, the value solidifies, a testament to the coin's rarity and the human fascination with objects that transcend their material worth. So, what should you do if you think you might own a coin like this? First, examine your pennies carefully. Look for mint marks, unusual strikes, or anomalies that set them apart. Seek out professional grading services to authenticate and appraise them. Knowledge is power, and in the world of rare coins, it's also profit. Don't underestimate the potential hiding in your drawers. It's the kind of hidden wealth that can redefine your financial reality. Now, here's a cliffhanger to keep your pulse racing. Many people have discovered that the coin they overlooked for decades turned out to be exactly the one that commands nearly $1 million today. Could the very next coin you pick up be the one that changes your life? That thought alone is enough to make anyone sit up straighter, scan their change, and start dreaming big. Remember, this isn't just about financial gain. It's about the thrill of discovery, the connection to history, and the story that each coin carries. Every mark, every luster, every tiny imperfection tells a tale of time, place, and chance. And in the case of the 1969 DeWitt Lincoln 1 cent, it's a tale that can lead to unimaginable wealth. As we wrap up, think about this. Fortune often comes to those who notice what others overlook. The 1969 D Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1 cent isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of opportunity, a tangible reminder that sometimes the extraordinary hides in the ordinary. One small discovery, one careful observation, could unlock doors to a life most people only dream about. So, the next time you find yourself sifting through old coins, remember the 1969 DeWitt Lincoln 1 cent. Handle it with care, study it with attention, and dream with the knowledge that this tiny piece of history could hold the key to an incredible fortune. After all, history and wealth often intersect in the most unexpected ways, and for those who are ready, the rewards can be life-changing. Welcome back, and get ready to uncover a story that could change the way you see the pennies in your pocket. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that's not just a piece of metal, but a ticket to a fortune you never thought possible. Today, we're diving deep into the extraordinary world of the 1970 D Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1 cent penny, a coin that has shocked collectors and investors alike with its potential value of nearly $1 million. Yes, you heard that right, $970,000 for a single penny. But before you start laughing and tossing all your change aside, let's explore why this humble coin has captured the hearts and wallets of people across the United States. The story begins with a familiar face, Abraham Lincoln, etched into the penny in a design that has endured decades. It's the coin you've seen countless times in your life, maybe even used to scrape off a parking meter or two. Yet, hidden among millions of ordinary pennies minted in 1970, there exists a rare variation that is highly sought after by collectors and investors. The D Mint mark, stamped beneath Lincoln's bust, signifies the Denver Mint, And while most 1970 pennies are common, this particular coin carries a twist that makes it extraordinarily valuable. You might be asking yourself, what makes one penny worth almost $1 million while others barely cover a cup of coffee? It's a combination of rarity, condition, and historical significance. In 1970, a small number of pennies were struck with errors, double dies, or unique variations that were not intended for circulation. These coins escaped the mint's quality control and ended up in the hands of everyday Americans, people who may have unknowingly walked past a fortune on the sidewalk. This is the thrill of coin collecting. The possibility that an ordinary coin could become a life-changing asset. Let's pause for a moment. How many of you have a jar of pennies at home, all clinking and jangling without much thought? What if one of those pennies is actually your golden ticket? It's a question that can make your pulse quicken. And here's the kicker. The 1970 DeWitt Lincoln penny doesn't just hold historical value. It represents an opportunity to enter the rarefied world of high-stakes coin collecting, where fortunes are quietly built in drawers, wallets, and safety deposit boxes across America. The excitement of discovering a rare penny is matched by a sense of urgency. These coins do not stay hidden forever. Once collectors and investors recognize the existence of a high-grade 1970 D penny, competition becomes fierce. Auctions can escalate quickly, and prices can skyrocket within days. Imagine attending an online auction, heart-pounding, as bids climb toward hundreds of thousands, and realizing that a coin you found decades ago in your pocket change collection could fetch nearly $1 million. That fear of missing out, commonly called FOMO, is very real in the world of rare coins, and it drives both excitement and tension in equal measure. But how can a single penny carry such immense value? The secret lies in its rarity and condition. The 1970 D penny with the wheat reverse design is extremely rare in uncirculated, flawless condition. Collectors look for coins with sharp details, no scratches, and pristine luster. In other words, the closer a coin is to how it looked when it first left the mint, the more valuable it becomes. Add to this the scarcity of pennies with specific die errors or variations, and you have a recipe for a coin worth hundreds of thousands, even approaching $1 million. Now, here's a fun thought experiment. What would you do if you found a 1970 D penny in your change tomorrow? Would you sell it immediately, invest it, or just keep it hidden, hoping it appreciates over decades? Some might chuckle at the idea. A penny worth almost $1 million? That's ridiculous. But history has proven that coins once dismissed as everyday currency have created millionaires. And this is not a fairy tale. It's the reality of rare coin collecting in the United States. Transitioning from excitement to action, consider how collectors and investors verify the authenticity and value of these coins. Professional grading services meticulously examine each penny, assessing wear, luster, and any imperfections. The grading process can make or break a coin's market value. A 1970 D penny graded at the highest level by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC could reach that jaw-dropping $970,000 mark. Conversely, even a minor flaw could significantly reduce its value. This is why attention to detail and professional appraisal is not optional. It's essential for anyone hoping to sell or invest in rare coins. Let's introduce a little suspense here. Imagine a scenario where a retired teacher, cleaning out old drawers, discovers a 1970 D penny in pristine condition. She casually posts it online, expecting maybe a few $100s. The bids start trickling in, and then they explode. Within days, offers soar into the six-figure range. Suddenly, a lifetime of ordinary pennies transforms into a story that could inspire novels, documentaries, and yes, your own investment strategies. It's the thrilling unpredictability of rare coins, where the mundane becomes extraordinary, and timing is everything. Humor aside for a second, there's a certain irony here. Millions of Americans have handled a 1970 D penny without a clue that it could be worth nearly $1 million. People have walked past these coins in parking lots, tipped them on counters, and even used them in vending machines. It's a striking reminder that wealth sometimes hides in plain sight, and recognition is the first step toward unlocking it. Don't laugh too soon. You might just own a small fortune yourself. The connection between past and present adds another layer to the story. This coin is not just currency. It's a snapshot of American history. The year 1970 was a time of change, turbulence, and progress in the United States. Holding a 1970 penny is like holding a piece of that history, a tangible link to the past that has survived decades. This emotional connection enhances its appeal, making it more than just a financial investment. It becomes a cherished artifact, a story you can pass down through generations. But what about the skeptics? Surely, some would argue, a penny worth almost $1 million? That's too good to be true. And here's where knowledge becomes power. Rare coins are one of the few investment categories where scarcity, demand, and historical significance intersect in a measurable, verifiable way. Unlike stocks, which can fluctuate based on market sentiment, a coin's value is grounded in its physical rarity and documented history. This is why serious collectors and investors monitor these coins closely, watching auctions, grading trends, and dive variety discoveries like hawks watching prey. Now, picture the climax. You've got your 1970 penny in hand. You know it's uncirculated, verified, and ready for sale. The market is hot. Offers are flooding in. And suddenly, you face a choice that could define your financial future. Do you cash out and realize nearly $1 million? Or do you hold, hoping that its value continues to climb in the coming decades? It's a moment fraught with excitement, fear, and the intoxicating possibility of life-changing wealth as we near the conclusion. Consider the broader lesson here. The story of the 1970 mint mark wheat Lincoln penny teaches us to pay attention to the small things, to recognize opportunity in unexpected places, and to understand that fortune often comes to those who are informed, patient, and ready to act. It's not just about the coin itself. It's about mindset, timing, and the courage to explore the unknown. So, before you dismiss that jar of pennies gathering dust on a shelf, remember this. One of them could be a 1970 wheat Lincoln penny, a coin that could change your life forever. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is often just a matter of perspective and a bit of luck. Are you ready to look at your pennies differently now? To see opportunity where others see only small change? That moment of recognition could be the start of something monumental, the kind of story that collectors, investors, and history buffs will remember for years to come. In the end, the 1970 mint mark wheat Lincoln penny is more than a coin. It's a symbol of potential, a reminder that wealth sometimes hides in plain sight, and a chance for ordinary Americans to step into the extraordinary. Keep your eyes open, your mind sharp, and maybe, just maybe, your next penny could be your ticket to a life you've only dreamed of. Welcome back, fellow treasure seekers. Imagine holding in your hand a small, seemingly ordinary coin. A simple penny, minted in 1980 with no mint mark. At first glance, it's just a relic from your pocket change, perhaps something you would overlook while paying for a cup of coffee. But this is not just any penny. This is the 1980 no mint mark wheat Lincoln 1 cent. And if you thought your spare change was worthless, think again. Today, we're diving into a coin that has quietly become one of the most sought-after treasures for collectors, investors, and anyone with an eye for turning history into wealth. Believe it or not, a single coin like this can fetch up to $980,000 in today's market. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $1 million for what most people toss aside without a second thought. It's easy to underestimate the power hidden in something so small. The story of this penny begins not in banks or vaults, but in the hands of ordinary Americans. Children receiving allowances, commuters feeding parking meters, and everyday folks exchanging coins without realizing that history was being printed right before their eyes. Yet, the 1980 no mint mark wheat Lincoln penny is not just a coin. It's a gateway to wealth, a tangible link to America's past, and for some, a life-changing opportunity. But what makes this penny so valuable, so rare, and so capable of transforming ordinary lives into extraordinary ones? Let's unravel this mystery. First, we need to understand its rarity. The no mint mark 1980 Lincoln penny is a rare anomaly in a year dominated by Philadelphia mint coins. Most pennies from 1980 carry the standard D for Denver or P for Philadelphia, but a very small number were struck without a mint mark. These anomalies are like finding a golden needle in a haystack, a mistake by the mint that ended up creating one of the most coveted coins in the world. Collectors chase these pennies not only for their scarcity but for their story. Each coin represents a moment in history, a printing error that slipped through quality control, and a chance for ordinary people to hold a piece of that story in their hand. Now, here's a question. How often do you get a chance to turn something you might find under your couch cushions into nearly $1 million investment? Think about it for a moment. Most people toss these pennies without a second glance. Yet hidden in plain sight is a fortune waiting for those who recognize it. This is where excitement and urgency collide. Imagine discovering such a penny in your own collection or at a local coin shop. That moment, the spark of realization, can change everything. The thrill of possibility, the fear of missing out, and the sheer anticipation of what could happen if you act now create a mix of emotions that is impossible to ignore. Humor me for a second. When was the last time a penny made you feel like a millionaire? Exactly. And that's what makes this coin different. The 1980 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny is not just a collectible. It is a statement, a symbol of opportunity, and a beacon for anyone ready to seize it. Its value isn't just in its physical form but in what it represents. The rare chance to change your life through knowledge, attention to detail, and timing. Let's delve deeper into its market value. Experts estimate that, in perfect condition, these pennies can reach $980,000. And I know what you're thinking, who would pay that much for a coin? The answer lies in the global fascination with rarity and history. Wealthy collectors, investors, and numismatic enthusiasts see this penny not merely as metal, but as a financial instrument, a tangible asset that appreciates over time. While the stock market fluctuates and real estate rises and falls, a coin like this holds a story, a scarcity, and a prestige that can't be replicated. This is why understanding its true value isn't just academic, it's life-altering. Now, here's a pattern interrupt for you. Imagine going to a drive-thru, and instead of $1, you hand over this penny for your coffee. Would the cashier laugh? Cry? Call security? The point is, this coin forces you to rethink what value really is. It challenges the conventional ideas of wealth, and that's exactly why so many people are drawn to it. This coin doesn't just sit in a collection. It sparks conversations, creates opportunities, and opens doors to wealth that few ever imagine. But let's pause for a moment and consider the fear factor. Many collectors and sellers are hesitant because the market is competitive and mistakes can be costly. Selling a penny without understanding its authenticity or potential can result in a lost fortune. There's an urgency here that cannot be overstated. Those who act too slowly, who overlook the details, or who underestimate the power of knowledge may never get another chance. Meanwhile, those who educate themselves, inspect carefully, and seize the moment can transform their lives. Speaking of details, authenticity is everything. The 1980 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny must be verified by experts to confirm it's not a common penny mistakenly believed to be rare. Its condition, provenance, and historical accuracy determine its market value. A single flaw can cost thousands, or even hundreds of thousands, while a pristine example can skyrocket to that nearly $1 million mark. This is why understanding the intricacies of coin grading and investing in professional verification is crucial. Imagine holding a coin worth $500,000 in your hand, knowing that every scratch, every mark, and every tiny detail has the power to increase or decrease its value. That's both thrilling and terrifying, and it's the essence of high-stakes collecting. Now, let's inject a bit of humor to reset your attention. What if I told you this coin could buy you an entire lifetime supply of coffee? If you ever decided to spend it that way, okay, probably not. But it could buy a dream, an investment property, or even the freedom to retire early. The point is, it's more than metal. It's a ticket to possibilities you never considered before. And that's where excitement meets aspiration. Connecting the dots, it's easy to see why the 1980 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny captures imaginations and wallets alike. It combines history, rarity, investment potential, and the thrill of discovery. Collectors feel a rush when they spot one, sellers feel urgency when they realize its worth, and investors see the long-term potential of holding a piece of tangible wealth. It's a unique convergence of fear, excitement, and opportunity that few assets can match. Here's a cliffhanger for you. Imagine for a moment that you discover one of these pennies in your attic. It's been there for decades, hiding in plain sight. Do you cash in immediately or hold it, watching its value grow as collectors compete to own it? The decision could define your financial future. And that choice between immediate reward and strategic patience is what separates ordinary collectors from those who truly transform their wealth. Let's talk about the psychology behind this penny. People are drawn to rarity because it triggers primal instincts. The fear of missing out, the excitement of discovery, and the drive to possess something unique. This coin isn't just an investment. It's an emotional catalyst. It makes people dream bigger, think smarter, and act decisively. Every time a penny like this changes hands, it carries with it the hopes, fears, and ambitions of both buyer and seller. Humor me again. Who knew a little coin could be such a drama queen? It sits quietly for decades, unnoticed, and then suddenly it's the star of the show, commanding attention and fortune. That's the magic of rarity. Something small can hold immense power. And if you're paying attention, that magic can work for you. As we near the end of our journey, consider this. The 1980 mint Mark Wheat Lincoln penny isn't just about the money. It's about the thrill of discovery, the wisdom of understanding value, and the courage to seize an opportunity when it appears. The story is one of chance, history, and transformation. For those who recognize its potential, it's a reminder that extraordinary wealth often hides in the most ordinary places. Finally, here's the ultimate cliffhanger. Are you going to let this opportunity pass by like any other penny in your pocket? Or are you ready to take a closer look, verify, and possibly change your life forever? That decision, more than anything, defines the collector, the investor, and the dreamer in you. Because in the world of rare coins, a single moment of attention can turn history into wealth, and a simple penny into a legacy. So, if you've ever doubted the power of small things, let this penny teach you otherwise. Because sometimes the tiniest objects hold the biggest secrets, and the 1980 mint Mark Wheat Lincoln penny is proof that fortune can be found where you least expect it. Keep your eyes open, your mind sharp, and your hands ready. The next treasure could be in your pocket, and the next $1,000,000 opportunity might just be a coin flip away. Welcome back. Imagine holding in your hand a coin so ordinary at first glance, yet hiding a fortune beyond your wildest dreams. A coin that could instantly transform your life from ordinary to extraordinary. Today, we're uncovering the secrets of the 1982 no-mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny, a penny that collectors are calling a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. And the astonishing truth? This current market value has soared to an incredible $982,000. Yes, nearly $1,000,000 for a single, seemingly humble penny. Think about it. A coin that might have been sitting in your drawer, a forgotten relic from your childhood, could now be your ticket to unimaginable wealth. You've walked past pennies every day, barely noticing them, but what if the right one could completely change your story? That feeling of missing out versus seizing opportunity is the difference between regret and financial freedom. The 1982 Wheat Lincoln penny is not just rare because of its age. Its uniqueness lies in its minting anomaly. That year marked a transitional period in penny production. Most 1982 pennies were struck in copper-plated zinc, but a very small fraction were still pure copper. And the no-mint mark variety, even more elusive. The U.S. Mint had a short, quiet production run where these coins slipped through the system, almost hiding in plain sight. Collectors describe it as finding a needle in a haystack. Only this needle could be worth nearly $1,000,000. You might be wondering, how could something so small, so unassuming, carry such an enormous value? It's not magic, though it might feel like it. It's the intersection of rarity, demand, and history. Every penny tells a story. The Wheat Lincoln design itself evokes nostalgia, a connection to Abraham Lincoln, one of the most revered figures in American history, immortalized on a coin that millions once used to buy gum or save in a jar. And now, decades later, that same coin could buy dreams most of us only imagine. Let's pause for a second. How many pennies do you think you've tossed away without even checking the date? Millions? Billions? Now, what if one of them is your ticket to wealth beyond imagination? You might chuckle at the thought, thinking, who keeps pennies anyway? But humor aside, missing this could haunt you for years. Fear of missing out is real, and this coin is the perfect example. Collectors and investors alike have gone to great lengths to locate these rare 1982 no-mint mark pennies. Some were found in old jars, some in collections that hadn't been touched in decades. A coin once valued at a few cents now commands nearly $1 million on the open market. And here's the kicker: the supply is almost gone. Fewer than a handful of verified specimens exist today. That scarcity ignites demand. Imagine holding something no one else has, something that could instantly elevate your status, your wealth, your lifestyle. That feeling of exclusivity? Priceless. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. This isn't just a coin for collectors. It's a story of opportunity, timing, and vision. Those who recognized its value early and preserved it carefully have already changed their lives. Some have used it to fund dreams, pay off debts, or start businesses they never thought possible. And for those who haven't yet discovered this hidden treasure in their possession, the clock is ticking. Every moment you hesitate is a moment someone else might seize what could have been yours. Let's make this real. Picture yourself discovering a 1982 no-mint mark penny tucked in an old drawer. You pick it up, brush off the dust, and see it. Its copper sheen gleaming under the light. You hold it between your fingers, knowing that with a single call to the right dealer or auction house, your life could change forever. Excitement surges through you. Your pulse quickens. This is not fantasy. This is real, tangible opportunity. And yet, many overlook this penny every day. Why? Because it doesn't look flashy. It doesn't shout, "I'm worth a fortune." Subtle, unassuming, humble. And that's the genius of rare coin investment. True value often hides in plain sight. It takes knowledge, insight, and a keen eye to spot it. It takes courage to act when others dismiss it. Here's a humorous thought. The very coin you might have flipped across a table while playing Monopoly decades ago could now be your millionaire ticket. Irony at its finest, right? Collectors often share stories of their discoveries. One man found a rare 1982 no-mint mark penny in a jar of loose change he had completely forgotten about. He laughed at the thought of all the pennies he had ignored, but when he realized its worth, his laughter turned to disbelief. He had unknowingly held nearly $1 million in his hands for years. That mix of shock, excitement, and sudden responsibility is what makes this coin legendary. And you could be next. But let's address the question on every savvy investor's mind. How do you know if your penny is the real deal? Authentication is critical. Experts examine weight, composition, and subtle minting marks. Even minor imperfections or variations can increase or decrease value dramatically. The tiniest detail could be the difference between a few cents and close to $1 million. And here's a cliffhanger for you. The coin in your pocket might be the one that defies all odds. The question is, will you recognize it when you see it? Now, imagine attending an auction. The tension is palpable. Collectors are bidding, each aware that rare coins like this don't appear often. The hammer falls. One lucky individual walks away with a 1982 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny. Nearly $1 million exchanged hands for a piece of history that once cost a fraction of a cent. The thrill, the adrenaline, the life-changing impact. It's a feeling that's hard to describe, but once experienced, it's unforgettable. This coin is more than currency. It's a symbol of opportunity, patience, and vision. It reminds us that even the most ordinary items can hold extraordinary potential. And it challenges us to look closer, think deeper, and recognize value where others see nothing. The world of rare coins is full of surprises, and the 1982 no-mint mark penny is one of the brightest examples of hidden wealth waiting to be discovered. Here's a thought to jolt your imagination. Could a coin sitting in your house right now be worth nearly $1 million? Could it fund your dreams, secure your future, or allow you to live a lifestyle you've only envisioned? The possibilities are real, but they depend entirely on your awareness and action. Ignorance could cost you, but knowledge paired with initiative can reward you beyond measure. And let's sprinkle in a little humor to reset your attention. Imagine telling your friends, "I made $1 million from a penny." Watch their faces. Priceless. That mix of disbelief and awe perfectly captures the magic of rare coins. The lesson here is simple. Value is often hidden in plain sight, and sometimes the most unassuming items carry the greatest potential. As we move toward the final thought, consider this: each moment you wait, another collector might snap up a coin like yours. Opportunity waits for no one. But if you act wisely, if you educate yourself, if you take a chance, you could be the next person to experience the life-changing thrill of discovering a 1982 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny. So, what will your story be? Will you let pennies slip through your fingers? Or will you seize the chance to uncover hidden wealth in your own home? That ordinary coin, sitting quietly in a drawer or jar, holds the power to transform your life. Almost $1 million in potential, and it could be yours. All it takes is vision, courage, and the willingness to recognize opportunity when it's staring you in the face. The 1982 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny is more than just a collectible. It's a reminder that fortune often hides in the unlikeliest places. And when you finally hold that coin, know that you are holding a piece of history, a symbol of possibility, and perhaps the key to a life you've always dreamed of. So search carefully, examine meticulously, and act decisively. Your fortune could be waiting where you least expect it. The question now isn't whether this coin is valuable, it's whether you will discover it in time. And that, my friends, is the thrill of the chase, the beauty of rare coins, and the path to life-changing opportunity. Because sometimes all it takes is a penny to change everything. Welcome back. Today we're diving into a story that could change the way you look at the pennies in your pocket forever. Imagine holding a tiny coin, barely an inch across, yet carrying the potential to transform your financial future in ways you never thought possible. That coin is the 1987 D-Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin whose rarity and value have astonished collectors and investors alike. Believe it or not, a single coin from this year in mint could be worth nearly $1 million today. $987,000 to be exact. If that makes you sit up a little straighter in your chair, good, you should. Because the story of this penny isn't just about metal and minting. It's about opportunity, timing, and the secrets hidden in plain sight. It all begins with the history of the Lincoln cent. First minted in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln's centennial. For decades, the coin was commonplace, circulating freely in every pocket across America. But over the years, collectors noticed subtle differences, variations in mint marks, doubling of letters, tiny anomalies invisible to the casual eye. Some of these differences were so rare, so minuscule, that they transformed ordinary coins into treasures. The 1987 D-Wheat Lincoln penny is one such anomaly. To most, it might seem like just another coin from the late 80s, but its story is a cautionary tale and a golden opportunity all rolled into one now. I know what you're thinking. A penny from 1987? Really? And that's exactly why this coin is so fascinating. Millions of these pennies were minted at the Denver Mint in 1987, yet one small misstep during production created an incredibly rare version. A misprint so elusive that it's almost like the coin chose its collector, rather than the other way around. That misprint, often called an error strike, makes the 1987 D penny extraordinary. Hold it in your hand, and you're holding not just copper and zinc, but decades of history and a potential ticket to unimaginable wealth. And if you're the kind of person who loves the thrill of discovery, there's nothing quite like it. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. How does a coin like this become worth nearly $1 million? The answer lies in scarcity and demand. You see, collectors don't just buy coins. They chase stories, they chase anomalies, they chase what everyone else can't find. The 1987 D-Wheat Lincoln penny hits every mark. It's rare, it's historical, and it's a status symbol in the world of numismatics. And here's a little secret. Unlike stocks or real estate, there's a finite supply. Once these coins are gone, they're gone forever. That's where urgency comes into play. Every day that passes is another day the opportunity to acquire one of these pennies might slip through your fingers. Here's a pattern you might not expect. Most people don't even realize they could already be sitting on a fortune. That jar of pennies in the corner of your kitchen, the loose change in your car, any of it could contain a hidden treasure. In fact, many of the 1987 D-Wheat Lincoln pennies are still in circulation, blending in with the ordinary sense, waiting for someone with the knowledge and sharp eye to spot them. It's like a treasure hunt without the map. And unlike lottery tickets or speculative investments, this is tangible wealth. You can hold it, show it, and sell it when the timing is right. The thrill of uncovering a coin like this is matched only by the fear of missing out. Imagine discovering that one rare penny too late, knowing someone else has already claimed the fortune. That fear, that urgency, is what keeps collectors scanning rolls of change, attending estate sales, and checking dusty drawers for hidden coins. Every coin has a story, and sometimes that story ends in a life-changing discovery. This is why the 1987 DeWitt Lincoln penny captures the imagination. It's not just a coin. It's a potential life-altering event in copper and zinc. And while we're on the topic, let's pause for a little humor. Because yes, even coin collecting can surprise you. Did you know there's a legend about a collector who found a rare coin under a couch cushion and immediately tried to pay for his groceries with it? The cashier blinked. The collector panicked. And let's just say, that penny went on to make history in more ways than one. The point is, treasure can appear in the most ordinary places. Sometimes the mundane hides the extraordinary. But let's dig deeper. What makes the 1987 DeWitt Lincoln penny so rare? It's all in the details. The exact placement of the mint mark, the precision of the wheat ears on the reverse, and subtle variations in the strike. These aren't things the untrained eye will notice. Professional grading organizations like PCGS or NGC are essential. They authenticate the coin, confirm its rarity, and assign it a grade that directly impacts its value. And here's the thing. Even slight differences in condition can swing the market price dramatically. A coin in pristine, uncirculated condition can fetch hundreds of thousands of dollars more than one with wear and tear. So, if you think a coin from your childhood collection is just sentimental, think again. Transitioning from history and rarity, let's talk about the market and the psychology behind these valuations. The world of rare coins isn't just about collectors. It's about investors, speculators, and those seeking to preserve wealth. Coins like the 1987 DeWitt Lincoln are considered tangible assets, immune to inflation, and often outperform other traditional investments. People pay a premium for scarcity and authenticity, and as demand grows, so does the value. In fact, some collectors report spending years building a portfolio of high-value coins, waiting for the perfect moment to sell. And the excitement is palpable. Every auction, every private sale, every discovery carries a pulse of adrenaline. You can feel it even just watching from the sidelines. Here's another interesting twist. The 1987 DeWitt Lincoln penny isn't just valuable. It's a symbol. It represents foresight, patience, and the rewards of curiosity. Those who understand the nuances of coin collecting can see opportunity where others see everyday metal. And those who act decisively, who take the time to learn, inspect, and authenticate, are the ones who stand to gain the most. There's a lesson here for anyone interested in wealth creation. Knowledge is power, and in this case, it can literally be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, imagine holding one of these pennies in your hand. You feel the weight, the texture, the history, but the story doesn't end there. Selling such a rare coin is an art in itself. You can't just walk into a store and expect a fair price. Auction houses, private collectors, and certified dealers are the channels that transform a small piece of metal into a monumental transaction. And every step requires patience, negotiation, and timing. One wrong move could mean leaving hundreds of thousands, or even $1 million on the table. It's thrilling, yes, but also nerve-wracking. This is where the fear and excitement intertwine. Every decision matters. And speaking of cliffhangers, here's something to keep you on the edge. There are stories of 1987 DeWitt Lincoln pennies surfacing in the most unexpected places. Coin rolls purchased at banks, old collections unearthed in attics, even coins passed down through generations with owners unaware of their true value. Each discovery is a shockwave through the coin-collecting community. The question then becomes, could your jar of pennies be hiding one of these rare treasures? It's a thought that makes even the most skeptical pause. But before we wrap up, let's bring it all together. The 1987 DeWitt Lincoln 1-cent penny isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of potential, discovery, and wealth. Its value is not just monetary, but emotional, historical, and aspirational. Holding it connects you to decades of American history, the thrill of treasure hunting, and the mindset of those who turn curiosity into fortune. And while the market is competitive, the rewards are undeniable. A single coin, once overlooked, can become the centerpiece of your financial transformation. So, as you reflect on the pennies in your life, the ones in jars, drawers, or forgotten rolls, remember this: some of them may be more than just currency. Some may be keys to unlocking a fortune, a tangible connection to history, and a life-changing opportunity. The 1987 DeWitt Lincoln penny is proof that even the smallest objects can hold enormous power. And if you have the curiosity, the patience, and the courage to explore, who knows? The next legendary coin could be right in your hands, waiting for the moment to reveal its true value. Time is of the essence. Every day, the rare 1987 DeWitt Lincoln pennies remain hidden. The opportunity for discovery slips just a little further away. But for those who seek, who investigate, who act, the rewards can be monumental. A penny may be small, but its story, its history, and its potential wealth are anything but. So look closely, examine carefully, and remember, sometimes the extraordinary hides in the ordinary, waiting for someone daring enough to see it. The question isn't whether this coin exists, it's whether you'll be the one to find it. Welcome back. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that most people would dismiss as just another penny. A coin so unassuming, so ordinary, that it has likely sat in countless pockets, drawers, and piggy banks across America. Yet, this tiny piece of copper could be worth almost $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. Today, we're diving into the incredible story of the 1995 D-Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny. A coin that could transform your financial destiny, and the moment you discover it, you might never look at your loose change the same way again. The first thing you need to know is that the 1995 D-penny is rare. In fact, it's extraordinarily rare. While millions of pennies were minted that year, only a minuscule fraction hold the minting errors or exceptional qualities that make them collector's treasures. Think about that for a second. Out of billions of coins that circulate in the United States, only a handful could be sitting quietly in someone's wallet, waiting to be discovered. That sense of scarcity alone drives excitement and demand. But what exactly makes this coin so valuable? It starts with the D-Mint mark. Coins minted in Denver that year were intended to be standard circulation pennies. But a tiny number of these coins escaped the presses with anomalies, misstrikes, double dies, or other subtle minting errors that only a trained eye can detect. These mistakes might seem insignificant to an average person, but to collectors, they're like finding gold at the end of a rainbow. And here's the kicker. The 1995 D-penny with these anomalies is currently valued at $995,000. Imagine holding a coin in your hand worth nearly $1 million. Could you even imagine telling someone at the grocery store that your change might buy a house? Now, you might be thinking, sure, that's impressive, but how do I even know if I have one? This is where the story gets fascinating, because these pennies don't announce themselves. They don't come with a flashing neon sign or a tiny drum roll. Instead, they sit silently, waiting for a keen observer to recognize their worth. That's why understanding the subtle details is critical. Collectors examine everything: the sharpness of the strike, the alignment of the letters, even the tiniest anomalies on the surface. One small flaw, unnoticed by millions, could make your coin instantly priceless. And yes, many people have unknowingly tossed away potential fortunes because they didn't recognize what they were holding. Now, here's a little humor to reset your attention before we go deeper. Imagine telling someone, "I just spent $1 million on a penny," and watching their jaw drop. It's like buying a lottery ticket and finding out you already won before scratching it. But unlike the lottery, this isn't luck alone. It's knowledge, timing, and attention to detail that turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary investment. The journey of the 1995 D. Lincoln penny is also a story of American history. This coin carries forward a design that's over a century old, paying homage to Abraham Lincoln, a figure whose vision and legacy still resonate today. Holding this penny isn't just about wealth. It's about holding a piece of the nation's story. Each scratch, each mint mark, Each variation is a testament to the artistry and precision of the U.S. Mint. And that's why collectors and investors alike are willing to pay astronomical sums for it. The coin embodies rarity, history, and the thrill of discovery all at once. A trifecta that drives its extraordinary value. Here's a thought to spark urgency. What if you have one in your collection right now and don't even know it? Many people overlook these coins because they don't realize their potential. That faded penny in your drawer could be the difference between a normal retirement and a life of financial freedom. This is not a story about someday, it's about now. Every day that passes, more collectors discover these coins, and the value continues to climb. Time, scarcity, and recognition are all working against those who hesitate. Let's dig a bit deeper into what makes this coin so unique. The wheat design on the reverse is a hallmark of classic Lincoln pennies. Simple yet elegant, it represents a bygone era of coin design. But the magic lies in the anomalies, the double dies, the misaligned strikes, the faint differences that make each coin unique. Experts use magnification, lighting, and decades of experience to identify these rare traits. And when a coin checks all the boxes, it becomes a candidate for a near $1 million valuation. It's like holding a secret treasure map where the X marks a fortune that could change your life. But let's pause for a moment. Imagine the thrill of discovering a coin like this unexpectedly. That heart-racing excitement, the pulse quickening as you realize, this could be it. It's a feeling that can't be replicated by any stock market trend or real estate deal. And it's not just about the money, it's about validation, about knowing that you uncovered something extraordinary in a world of ordinary objects. That emotional surge is exactly why collectors become obsessed, scouring coin lots, flea markets, and forgotten drawers for decades-old pennies. Here's a question to reset your mind and keep your attention. Have you ever glanced at a penny and thought, maybe I should check it? Most people don't. Most people toss them without a second thought. And that's exactly why fortunes are waiting for the curious, the patient, and the knowledgeable. The 1995 D Lincoln penny rewards those who see value where others see nothing. That's the secret of rare coins, the ability to recognize hidden worth and act before someone else does. The market for rare coins like this is also astonishing. Collectors from around the world compete for the same pieces. Auctions are intense, often lasting days, with bidders who are determined to secure the rarest coins at any cost. A 1995 D penny in pristine condition can ignite bidding wars that push prices higher and higher. And when the final hammer falls, the coin's new owner isn't just purchasing a piece of metal. They're buying history, prestige, and the security of a tangible asset that has withstood the test of time. Now, if you're thinking, this sounds too good to be true, let me assure you, it isn't. Every year, coins like this are sold for staggering sums. One misstruck or error coin can redefine a collector's life. And it's not only about wealth, it's about opportunity. Owning a rare penny opens doors to networks of other collectors, investment circles, and insider knowledge that can be leveraged for additional rare finds. It's a lifestyle, not just an investment. And here's the cliffhanger. You could be sitting on this opportunity right now, and the next step could change everything. So, what should you do if you suspect you have a 1995 D Lincoln penny? First, handle it with care. Avoid cleaning it or tampering with it, as that can diminish its value. Consult with a reputable coin grading service, someone who can authenticate the coin and provide a professional evaluation. These experts are trained to spot subtle anomalies that the untrained eye would miss. And once authenticated, you'll have access to auctions, private sales, and networks where this coin could command its $1 million value. The right guidance and patience can turn a simple penny into a life-altering asset. But the story doesn't end there. Owning a rare coin like this is just the beginning. It's about embracing a mindset of awareness, curiosity, and seizing opportunities that others overlook. It's about understanding the hidden treasures in everyday life and acting decisively when you find them. And let's be honest, there's a thrill in knowing that something so small, so seemingly insignificant, could hold such incredible power. It's a reminder that extraordinary opportunities often hide in plain sight. Now, imagine the sense of urgency. Every 1995 D Lincoln penny that surfaces is another chance for someone else to claim the fortune that might have been yours. Scarcity is relentless, and the clock never stops. Those who wait too long or ignore the potential in their collections risk missing out. And that's the true drama of rare coin collecting. The constant race against time, chance, and competition. One overlooked penny today could be a missed fortune tomorrow. Finally, consider the legacy. A coin like this doesn't just enrich you. It becomes a story to pass down, a tangible piece of history, and a testament to your foresight and diligence. Generations later, someone could marvel at the story of how one simple penny transformed a life. That's the power of rare coins. They're not just currency. They're a bridge between the past and the future, between ordinary life and extraordinary wealth. So, the next time you come across a penny, pause for a moment. Look closely. Could this be the 1995 D Lincoln penny that holds the key to nearly $1 million? Could it be the coin that changes your financial story forever? The opportunity is there. The knowledge is within reach. The thrill of discovery awaits. Don't let this chance slip through your fingers, because in the world of rare coins, fortune favors the bold, the curious, and the vigilant. Welcome back. Imagine holding a small, unassuming penny in your hand, barely the size of a fingertip, yet possessing the power to change your financial life forever. A coin that most people overlook, that sits forgotten in drawers, piggy banks, or loose change jars. But what if I told you that one of these pennies, specifically the 2006 D Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1 cent, isn't just spare change? It could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, even reaching a staggering market value of $206,000. Today, we're diving deep into the rare and fascinating world of one of America's most extraordinary coins, and why collectors and investors are willing to pay astronomical sums for a piece that you might casually toss on a counter. It all starts with history. The story behind the Wheat Lincoln penny. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, the wheat penny featured two simple wheat stalks framing the reverse side. It was designed to symbolize prosperity and growth. Yet these small, humble coins have since become an emblem of rarity and treasure for coin collectors. Most people see a penny and think of it as worthless. But for the rare few, these coins have transcended their face value. In fact, among the hundreds of millions of pennies minted over the decades, only a tiny fraction carries the rare attributes that make them priceless to the right buyer. The 2006 D Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1 cent penny is one of these extraordinary examples. At first glance, it might look like a standard penny, the kind you'd expect to find in your pocket or scattered across a kitchen counter. But this particular coin carries a secret, a combination of rarity, minting anomalies, and historical significance that elevates it far above its everyday counterparts. What makes it even more fascinating is that this penny was minted over a century after the original wheat design, yet it carries an extraordinary story that connects modern collectors with history. Now, you might be asking yourself, how can a 2006 penny, a coin minted less than 2 decades ago, reach a value of $206,000? The answer lies in the concept of rarity and the nuances of coin collecting. In the world of numismatics, small details can mean the difference between a coin worth a few cents and one that commands a life-changing price. Errors in minting, exceptional condition, and limited circulation are all factors that dramatically increase a coin's desirability. For the 2006 D Wheat penny, collectors have identified certain rare variations, subtle anomalies in the die, mint marks, or striking process, that make this coin an elusive treasure. These differences are not easily spotted and require a trained eye, a microscope, and a deep understanding of the history of minting. Imagine the excitement of uncovering one of these rare coins. You might think you're holding an ordinary penny, only to realize it's a key to a fortune. It's the thrill of discovery that keeps collectors awake at night, scanning through rolls of coins, digging through change jars, and scouring flea markets. There's a palpable sense of urgency because these coins are finite. Every year that passes, more coins enter circulation, but the rare examples that collectors seek are being snatched up, locked away, and preserved in private collections. Once one of these pennies finds a permanent home, the opportunity to own it slips away forever. Humorously, you could think of it as a game of hide and seek with a millionaire's twist. One person's forgotten penny in a dusty drawer could be another person's ticket to wealth beyond imagination. And unlike stocks or real estate, the tangible thrill of holding a rare coin in your hand creates an emotional connection that few other investments can match. But there's also fear. Fear of missing out. Fear that the treasure you didn't know you had has already passed into the hands of someone else. Fear that the mundane items you've overlooked for years, pennies, coins, old collectibles, could have been worth a fortune. And that fear is a powerful motivator because it drives action. It compels ordinary people to examine their collections, search attics, basements, and family heirlooms for hidden gems, and reach out to experts who can authenticate and value these rare finds. The story of the 2006 DeWitt Lincoln penny is also a story of transformation. From a simple copper disc produced in mass quantities at the Denver Mint to a coveted collector's item, its journey is a testament to how value is not always obvious on the surface. It's about perception, rarity, and timing. Those who understand these principles are often the ones who unlock wealth that seems almost magical to outsiders. Consider the current market dynamics. The numismatic market is booming, and rare coins have become not just collectibles but serious investments. The 2006 DeWitt penny's current market value of $206,000 reflects both the rarity of the coin and the appetite of collectors willing to pay top dollar for it. Auctions have seen intense bidding wars, with coins changing hands for sums that dwarf their original face value by thousands, even millions of times over. Every auction tells a story, not just of money changing hands, but of people's dreams, ambitions, and the allure of owning a piece of history. Now, let's take a moment for a pattern interrupt. Imagine this. You're at a diner, sipping your coffee, and someone next to you says, "Hey, I just found $206,000 in my pocket." You'd probably laugh. But that is exactly the kind of scenario that happens in the world of rare coins. People laughing at the absurdity, only to realize moments later that it's terrifyingly true. That mix of disbelief and exhilaration is what makes the hunt for rare coins so addictive. So, how do you know if a coin in your possession could be worth a small fortune? First, condition is key. Collectors look for pennies that are in mint or near mint condition, with minimal wear, sharp details, and original luster. Second, the mint mark and year matter. A 2006 DeWitt penny is particularly notable because of its rarity and the circumstances under which it was minted. Third, anomalies and errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual die cracks, dramatically increase a coin's value. Even the tiniest deviation from the norm can elevate a penny from a simple collectible to a millionaire's dream. The emotional journey of discovering such a coin cannot be overstated. There's excitement, yes, but also a sense of destiny. You feel as though fate itself guided your hand, that in this vast sea of ordinary coins, you've found the extraordinary. And that feeling, that electric jolt of realization, is priceless in itself. Yet, there's also urgency. The market is competitive, and rare coins do not linger long. Every day, collectors and investors are seeking the next great find, and the longer you wait, the more difficult it becomes to secure one of these treasures. This urgency is amplified by the knowledge that once a rare coin is sold to a private collector or a major auction house, it may disappear from the public eye indefinitely. The clock is ticking, and every coin you overlook could be the one that slips away. And here's a cliffhanger for you. Imagine that buried somewhere in your collection, or perhaps in a relative's forgotten stash, is a coin that could change your life. Could it be a 2006 DeWitt Lincoln penny? Could it be the very coin valued at over $200,000 today? The possibilities are endless, and the thrill of discovery is what drives so many into the exhilarating world of numismatics. If you are serious about uncovering these hidden treasures, the next steps are crucial. Consult with reputable coin dealers and numismatic experts. Learn how to authenticate coins and identify rare varieties. Examine your own collection carefully, because even the most ordinary-looking penny could hold the key to extraordinary wealth. And always remember, the rarest coins are often hiding in plain sight, waiting for the right eyes to recognize their value. By now, you might be feeling a mixture of excitement, curiosity, and perhaps a little anxiety. That's normal. That emotional tension is what makes this journey so compelling. The 2006 DeWitt Lincoln penny is not just a coin. It's a symbol of possibility, of wealth that is hidden in the most unexpected places. It's a reminder that fortune often lies not in the obvious, but in the overlooked, the forgotten, and the underestimated. In conclusion, the story of the 2006 DeWitt Lincoln 1-cent penny is about more than money. It's about history, discovery, and the extraordinary potential hidden within the ordinary. It's about the thrill of uncovering something rare, the fear of missing out, and the urgency to act before the opportunity slips away. And perhaps most importantly, it's about the transformative power of knowledge. Understanding the market, recognizing rarity, and taking decisive action can turn a humble penny into a ticket to unimaginable wealth. So, take a moment to look through your coins. Check the jars, drawers, and boxes where spare change accumulates. That 2006 DeWitt Lincoln penny might just be waiting for you. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary, between forgettable and priceless, could be just one coin away. Because in the world of rare coins, the extraordinary is often hidden in plain sight, and the next great fortune might be sitting quietly in your hand right now. Welcome back. Imagine holding a tiny piece of history in the palm of your hand. Something so small yet so powerful it could change the course of your financial future. Today, we're diving into one of the most astonishingly rare coins in modern American history, the 2013 no-mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny. At first glance, it looks like any ordinary penny you might find in your pocket, under your couch cushions, or hidden in a dusty jar. But this coin is no ordinary penny. Its current market value has been skyrocketing, reaching as high as $213,000, and collectors are willing to pay a fortune for it. Yes, you heard that correctly. A single penny, something we've all taken for granted, could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's easy to dismiss a penny as mere pocket change, the kind of coin you toss into a wishing well without a second thought. But this 2013 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is rewriting the rules of rarity. What makes it so valuable is a perfect storm of circumstances. A minting error, the absence of the familiar D or P mint mark, and the symbolic weight of the Lincoln wheat design, and homage to the very first Lincoln cents from the early 1900s. Collectors around the world are obsessed with finding coins like this, and the demand has never been higher. Imagine stumbling upon one in your own collection, forgotten for years, only to realize you are holding a potential fortune in your hands. The excitement of discovery, the rush of knowing you could be sitting on $213,000, can be almost intoxicating. Now, before you start rummaging through your couch cushions, let me stop you with a question. How often does a modern coin become this valuable? Not often at all. This isn't some ancient artifact buried for centuries. It's from 2013, a coin minted just over a decade ago, yet it commands six figures. Think about that for a moment. The same coins you see every day in circulation could be hiding a secret, waiting to catapult your wealth into unimaginable territory. But here's the catch. Finding one of these pennies is not just luck. It requires knowledge, attention to detail, and a keen eye for anomalies. And this is where the thrill begins, the hunt, the discovery, and the possibility that your financial breakthrough could be hiding in plain sight. Collectors are drawn to stories, and the 2013 no-mint Mark Wheat Lincoln penny has a story that's as captivating as it is rare. The mint produced millions of Lincoln cents in 2013, but only a handful were struck without a mint mark due to an extremely rare error during the production process. These coins slipped through quality control, making them almost mythical in the eyes of collectors. Imagine walking into a local coin shop, casually asking for a 2013 penny, and being handed a coin worth more than most people make in a year. The mix of disbelief and excitement is something only true collectors can understand. It's a tangible example of how extraordinary value can hide in the most ordinary places. But let's pause for a moment and talk about why people are paying such astronomical sums. Is it just a collector's frenzy? Not entirely. Coins like this serve as a gateway to wealth creation that most people overlook. The story isn't just about the coin itself. It's about opportunity. This penny is a reminder that value isn't always obvious and that sometimes what others see as ordinary, you can recognize as extraordinary. Owning one isn't just about money. It's about status, recognition, and the thrill of holding something so rare that it could completely transform your lifestyle. Picture this. You decide to sell, and suddenly you're negotiating with serious collectors, investors, and enthusiasts who understand the gravity of this coin. The excitement is palpable. Every conversation, every handshake, carries the weight of possibility. Will you sell today and secure your fortune? Or will you hold onto it, waiting for the value to climb even higher? The decision itself is part of the thrill, a test of courage and timing that can make or break your entry into the world of high-value coin collecting. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do you even identify one of these coins? It's not as simple as spotting a missing mint mark. Experts look for subtle signs. Slight variations in design, the exact placement of letters, the sheen of the copper, and even microscopic details that the untrained eye would miss. This is where knowledge becomes power. If you understand the telltale signs, you can spot a potential $213,000 coin in a jar of what seems like ordinary pennies. And yes, mistakes happen all the time. People overlook these coins every single day, tossing them into circulation, unaware of the fortune they are discarding. That alone is enough to make your pulse race. And here's a little humorous thought to reset your brain. Imagine telling your grandkids, "I had a penny worth more than our house, and I almost used it to buy a soda." It sounds absurd, right? But this is the reality of rare coins. The line between ordinary and extraordinary is razor thin, and sometimes it takes nothing more than a second glance to spot a life-changing opportunity. But let's not forget the urgency. These coins are rare, and the market is hot. Every day that passes, more collectors snap up these rare Lincoln pennies, and the opportunity to own one diminishes. If you've been sitting on old coin collections, jars of loose change, or dusty boxes in the attic, there's no better time than now to examine them closely. The difference between hesitation and action could mean hundreds of thousands of dollars. Fear of missing out isn't just a cliché. It's a reality in the world of rare coins. Those who act fast often reap unimaginable rewards. Now, you might be wondering about the risks. Could you be fooled by a counterfeit? Absolutely. The market for rare coins is rife with forgeries, especially when a coin has such a high value. That's why education is crucial. Learning to authenticate coins, understanding grading systems, and consulting with reputable numismatic experts can mean the difference between a life-changing sale and a costly mistake. But even with risks, the potential upside is enormous. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could immediately change your financial trajectory. That thrill, that tension, that anticipation, there's nothing quite like it. And speaking of anticipation, let's talk about the collector community. When a coin like the 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln penny hits the market, bidding wars can erupt. Online auctions, private sales, and exclusive numismatic gatherings become battlegrounds for those seeking ownership. The atmosphere is electric. You can almost feel the excitement in the air as collectors vie for possession, each aware that owning this penny is like holding a key to a secret world of wealth and prestige. Here's a moment to pause and reflect. Most people overlook pennies every single day. They discard them without a thought. Yet, hidden among the ordinary, some coins are gateways to extraordinary fortune. This is the paradox that makes coin collecting so exhilarating. Ordinary coins, overlooked by the masses, can hold unimaginable value for those who know what to look for. And it's not just about money. It's about the story, the history, and the journey of discovery that comes with each coin. So, what should you do if you suspect you have a 2013 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny? First, don't panic. Handle it carefully. Even a small scratch can affect its value dramatically. Next, consult with a trusted numismatic expert or a reputable grading service. Authentication is key. Once verified, you could be looking at a potential six-figure payday. Imagine the excitement, the relief, the sudden shift in your financial reality. For many, this is a dream come true, a moment where history, luck, and opportunity converge in the palm of your hand. And here's the cliffhanger, the part that keeps your heart racing. Even if you don't currently own one of these pennies, the lesson remains the same. Opportunities for wealth are often hidden in plain sight. Are you paying attention? Are you willing to look closer, to learn, and to seize the moment before it passes? Because the next time you find a seemingly ordinary coin, it might just be your turn to discover a fortune that most people would never believe exists. In conclusion, the 2013 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny is more than just a coin. It's a symbol of possibility, a reminder that wealth can come from the most unexpected places, and a testament to the power of knowledge, curiosity, and action. For those who dare to look, to learn, and to act, this penny offers not just financial reward, but the thrill of discovery, the prestige of ownership, and the excitement of being part of a select group of collectors who understand the true value hidden in the ordinary. So, the next time you see a penny, don't dismiss it. Take a closer look. Handle it with care. Who knows? The coin in your hand might just be worth more than your wildest dreams. And in the world of rare coins, that's a reality you can't afford to ignore. The question now is simple. Are you ready to uncover the hidden treasures in your own collection and claim the fortune that could be waiting for you?